Hello, Mr. Daniels. Mr. Daniel, how are you?
I'm well. I'm doing well today.
Good to see you after a long time.
Yes, good to see you also, man. And thank you, and greatly appreciate that you've given me a platform to share as much information as I can in regards to this very important topic.
Thank you. So let me give you a little bit of context to our show. So what we do, our show is called A Good Life for Men Over 40. We interview people like yourself and we share our information out to the public so that they can avoid some of the mistakes in the four key areas of our lives. We call it the four F's, which is our faith, our family, our finance, and our fitness. And we will take each one of them one by one. But before I even start my show, I want to welcome you to the show. And thank you very much for choosing the time to come and join us.
More than welcome.
Information. So just a little bit about Mr. Daniel. He is from St. Kitts Nevis in the Caribbean.
Yes.
Has 4 kids. He lives in Canada. Wait, is it Brampton?
I know I live in Toronto now.
In Toronto.
Yeah.
The big city. So he lives in Toronto. He is the author of 3 books, 2 he written on his own and 1 he co-authored with someone else.
That's correct.
He is in financial services and he is a very, how should I say, a very, very simple and ordinary individual. So,
yes.
So Jelani, welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. And what a beautiful introduction, man.
Thank you.
It's when you called me and you discussed the topic of what we're going to discuss today, I was, if you remember our conversation, I immediately said yes. Because I think when you make an existence and you go through life, it's your job to make it easier for the next person. It's your job to give information to others. It's something that you have to do as best as you can. Just because in your position, you would love the fact that if someone could just give you a few details when you're encountering things a little before then, so you could make the right decision. That's it.
Okay, good. So we'll jump straight into our F's. So our first F is faith. So as for Jelani, as for me, I'm a man of faith, and I didn't have that all my life. But as I get older, I start gravitating to it. But what is faith for me? Faith for me is having that inner strength that I know I can do something, and give me the urge and the courage and the wisdom and drive to move forward. That's for me is faith. You want to share what's faith for you and how we?
Faith is just similar to what you said. Faith is going on. I always try to put words on, because words are so powerful and beautiful. And what I always suggest is use the right words, because you take them for granted. Even some of the words that you were taught, some of them have to be like, you have to exchange those words. So faith for me is like, I use the term mission. Mission means that you do not know exactly what you're encountering, but you know there's an end result. So that's what faith is for me. Like, more or less, I have an idea. I might not have all of the parts in my mind. I might not have all of the resources, but I know that I will be all right if I go on this mission. I know that I don't have all the answers, but if I stay true to my mission, I will get there. That's the belief I have in faith.
Thank you. Now, were you like this all the time, or as you get older, you gravitate into it?
No, not at all. I say it comes from life. It comes from being in situations, good and bad, and not being able to create an answer for myself and the answer working out. So I would be in situations and I'm like, my gosh, this is not my power. This is not my power. I can't. I was saying as of late, we want to give the true stories and as clear as possible. I had contracted COVID in December, and I was down and I was out, and I was like, man, I was praying. I was like, work with me, man. I just need one more chance. All right. I need one more chance. And the idea was when I was ill, I had a firm grip that I wasn't the one controlling all of my destiny. I was not the one. My life and my existence was it's something else other than what I had in control. So even that incident, that was great because I used to more or less think that the credit was for me, from my actions. And then doing that, what occurred was I realized that I have to give credit to others, other things, God, more than what I'm like. Let's give God the credit and not take it all for ourselves.
Perfect. Thank you. That's a nice little way. That's a nice way to sum it up there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
Our next F, we're going to talk about our family here. So as for us, man, you know us by now. We are tightly knit family.
Very tightly.
So share a little bit about your family and how tight you guys are and stuff.
My family it's if you like, I'm on social media and I just share things. I do that because I want to show that we're regular people working along our like, meaning just doing stuff. We're not coming from Disney. We have our ups and downs. We have our wins. We have our losses. Just showing that it's normal. Don't put all that, even as an adult, don't put all this fake pressure on you for your sanity. We're normal. The kids get mad. The kids get upset. The wife gets upset. Not everything goes as planned all the time, but we stick together. And I make them say words to each other so that they know that we're together. Like, it's not like I don't do it just naturally. I make sure that it's magnified. So, like, for instance, when they wake up, they have to say good morning to each other. It's a must. They have to say good morning. So they treat each other as a human being and not just like as a position. Stuff like that. I'm deep into it because I also realize that is your true value, is your family and how you see things. It's a true value that cannot put a price on.
All right. So let me ask you this question here. Now, as you get older, in order to live a good life as you get older, do you think family is really necessary to come along with you so you can be to live that good life you want to live out as you get older?
It's a must. It's a must. At the end of the day, because as you get older, what you'll realize is some of the things that you deemed extremely important is not as important as your family and your friends. So as you get older now, you realize that when you're young, you feel like you have the world at your door, you have time, you have everything. So the emphasis on your people around you is not as much. But as you get older, you realize, my gosh, man, let me put some energy into these people. Let me show them the love. Let me show them the energy. So you know the need and also their experience in their life. So why wouldn't you want to be a part of their life and be an assistant to them?
Perfect.
Yeah.
One little short answer to this one here. Do you cook some Caribbean food for the kids?
Huh?
Do you cook Caribbean food for the kids?
Man, I'm gonna be very clear on this. I think the last time I cooked was in 2014. my wife, I'll give all credits to my wife. She's the best at that. She does that. She takes care of that. And it's not that I don't want to, but I don't want to endanger them with my cooking.
I love them too much.
Yes.
All right. And our next third F is finance. So finance, in a sense, what I'm talking about here, I don't want to know what's in the bank and all that cool stuff yet.
Yes.
But what we are talking about here, at what time did you recognize that finance is an important aspect of your life as you get older? At what part of your life you recognize this?
To be realistic, it was it was more later in my life. Although I deal with finance, I have this idea that we could always hit a home run. That's always the thought. I've always had that. You know what? I'm gonna hit this home run, and this home run will take care of me for a long portion of my life. Just this home run idea, and it came up to me recently was what I would say and what I would emphasize is systems. If I put more thought into financing, I would say one of the best things is getting professional help, although you might know, but it's good to have an outside party to help you guide your way and have a system. Like, so for instance, with my idea of a home run, if my idea was, we always could hit it out the park, but in retrospect, and I'm more into it now and doing it, is why not get that? I'm not even a baseball, but get the pinch hit, but hit it consistently. So even if it's $10 every week, it would have, if I had gotten into that state from 20 years ago, that those pinch hits would have been a complete controlled home run. So that's finances. And then also to finances is very important because you want your mind to be with your family. When you're sitting down, you want your mind to be with your family and your friends. And when your finances in turmoil, your mind is only on the finance. So you're really taken away from your value. You're not there. So we have to show it respect, 100%.
For being in the present. If you're
Being
there,
in the,
yes,
110%.
quite true. So if you have to go back 5 years, what would you do different in your financial aspect of life?
110%. What I would have automated. I would have 110% automated. I would have automated, meaning that I make sure I get outside professional help because I deal with finance, but again, it depends what your journey is for what finance you're doing. So if it's a matter of your future, you might need to speak to someone who is a professional in setting up those finances for you. And also what I would do, and I would emphasize an automation, meaning that I would say that, you know what, every week I'm going to put X amount of dollars, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what it is, I would make sure that every week or every 2 weeks, I do this money and I make it a habit to do it. That's what I would have done 5 years ago and not be so concerned about the big hit and just because don't avoid what you can do for what you might do. So you might be able to do a $5. I'm just using the term. It might be $5, but you could do the $5 instead of waiting to think that, you know what, I'm going to wait to when I could do 400. Because while you're waiting, that $5 would grow and grow in case your big hit does not come at the appropriate time.
So, Jelani, what would you recommend to someone who is listening to this show right now, or my audience?
I would say
to start a savings?
I would say immediately get a professional. What I mean by that is it could be someone that is their full time dealing with pre-planning for the future. Speak to maybe one or two. Yep. Be realistic with your objectives. So, for instance, look into the facts. Like, for instance, if you're making X amount of dollars now, and you know for a fact that you will not be making that in the next 30 years, how do you fix that? How do you save up towards that? And then what I would also say is, after going through that information, make an action, do an action ASAP. So if you're researching for 2 weeks, on the third week, there must be some form of action.
Good. Thank you. All right. And our final F is fitness. So I'm not sure how much are you into fitness for yourself and how you look out for your health as we get a little older, and how this will be beneficial as we get older to live the good life. It's all about living that good life, right? If we don't prep ourselves in these 4 F's, the good life can not be so good. So what are your aspect, or what is your takeaway?
I I'll so it was in fact my kids that forced me into being a little bit more physical and a little bit more into maintaining my health. So my son, he's a BMX rider. He's not even 7 yet, but he's a phenomenal BMX rider. And every time he asks, he says, "Dad, could you please ride with me?" Right? And I'm like, man, I'm like, no way. Yeah, go away. But from him asking and him doing his ability, his best, I got involved with that. Like, and I realized I need to be healthy, not for myself, but for the relationship I could have with my kids, the activities I could have. What example do I show them that I'm always sitting down and stuff like that? So I'm into it for the sake of myself having a better living, having my body function accordingly, and yeah. So I'm getting into it slowly because I know the value of it.
That's pretty cool. And then the little guy get to go in, so that's awesome.
He beats me all the time, but we won't discuss that aloud.
No, we keep that for ourselves. Good. So last thing on the fitness part, do you have a morning routine you follow in terms for your?
Yes, I do. Thank you for asking. What I do, and hopefully I can share this, is I have my gym membership, but what I do is according to sometimes when I do business, it starts at different times. So what I make sure I do is a minimum I do a walk. So that is my routine. So no matter what time I have to start, I make sure I put in that walk in there, and it does put me in a good mood. Just that I moved my body, and whatever the case is, nothing. And also, it's not overburdensome. Like sometimes you go to the gym, it's very tiring. You might drive and blah blah blah. But a walk is like, get outside, put on your shoes, and start walking. It's very simple.
Good. Thank you for sharing. Now I'm going to give you a chance here to tell us all about your book and where my audience can find you, and anything you want to say to the group. Go ahead.
Yes, my book, it's about quotes, and I firmly also have a belief in yourself. I firmly believe I am the best quote writer, and it's my job to believe that. I cannot believe someone else is a better quote writer. I could say they're good quote writers, they're great quote writers, but because I have to believe that, because that's what I want to believe, that's what I have evidence that I believe in, so that when I'm selling my product, I believe in it. I'm wholeheartedly. So if I sell a product, it's like, why would you sell a product that you're not wholeheartedly into it, right? So it's my books could be found on Jelani Daniel, Jelani Daniel.com. The books are there, and I'll give a quote right now, immediately. That quote is, "Use your wooden spoon while waiting for the silver one."
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
I do have your first book. I bought a copy of your first book.
Thank you very much, man. And thank you for bringing me on. And I love what you're doing. Many people get a high value out of it. And I love it. I love it. I love what you're pushing towards. And we wish you the best.
Thank you. So here, what I'm going to do for you as well. When the show is finished, I'm going to have your information at the bottom of the video. So anyone watching this YouTube can connect to you at some point or the other for any service that you offer. Okay.
Thank you.
Good. All right. Mr. Daniel, thank you very much. I so appreciate you coming and take the time to come out with us and share. But before we end, I just want to let my viewers know that if you like this episode, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button for any future videos that come out. We have good guests lined up, and we will be bringing them out. So thank you again, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.